Welcome to the Atomic Impact Podcast. I'm your host, Jason Osborne, and on this podcast, we interview successful business owners for them to share atomic impactful lessons that they've learned throughout the course of their business and share them with us so that we can learn as well. As always, this show is sponsored by the LinkedIn Reverse Podcast Method, the new way to close deals that doesn't rely on any of the old traditional methods that everybody hates. We use this method about 26 qualified leads and sales calls in 10 days without any ad spend, outreach, or endless social media posting. To find out more, direct message me on LinkedIn to have a chat. That's Jason A. Osborne, and the link to that will be in the show notes below. But on today's show, our special guest is Jason Harris. He's the owner of both 88 Capital Wealth Management, where he provides independent financial planning and also a co-owner in GOAT Fitness, which is a fitness venue and gym. So it's always great to interview people that have multiple businesses. So Jason, thanks so much for being on the show. And I want to start off with a question that I always love to ask at the beginning, which is this. If you were somehow able to go back in time to when you started your very first business, what's the number one piece of advice that you would give yourself?
Good morning, Jason. And firstly, thank you for inviting me onto your podcast today.
Yeah.
Great question. They're two completely different businesses. So I would probably say the Go Fitness one is have more conviction in my beliefs and my thoughts because I didn't work in the industry before. It's a fitness venue, of course. My business partner is a personal trainer, so he knows he's been doing it for years. He's the expert. But of course, we set up the business together. But there's certain ideas that I had that I potentially kept to myself because I thought, well, he's not going to want me to tell him my thoughts on it because he's in the industry, he understands.
Mm.
It's only afterwards that we had conversations that he actually said, well, I would have valued your opinion on that. And you know, he knows that he likes to think he knows a lot, but there's certain things that he will miss. So having me there is a good sounding board for him. So have conviction in it because certain things have come true afterwards, and it would have benefited the business me having that input earlier. For my financial planning, it's probably don't be afraid to ask questions. I've been doing it for a number of years. Well, I was qualified in 1994, but I set up on my own December 23. Sort of it went through April 24. But again, it's a very, as you know, setting up on your own is a lonely old business, and you don't know all the answers. So ask plenty of questions, and because I'm very mindful of taking up other people's time. But you should really, if you don't know the answers, go and find it quicker, sooner rather than later.
Mm.
It's only going to hinder your progress going forward. There's only so many things you can find on the internet. So
Mm.
you're not going to know everything, and you don't know what you don't know. So
Yeah.
go out there, ask questions. There's no stupid questions. So ask the questions, and you'll get the answers, hopefully, if you're asking the right people.
Yeah, yeah. Talking about that whole thing of asking the right questions and as you're starting up, what were some of the biggest challenges as you were not only starting your own business, because you've been in the industry for a long time. Now you transitioned into running your own business. What were some of the biggest challenges when it came to running your own business, generating your own leads? Maybe that transitioned quite nicely from what you're doing. I don't know how that worked with when you were employed or self-employed through another company.
Yeah.
But yeah, what were those learnings from that? What were your biggest challenges with it?
Well, my previous company, I was with them for what, 13 years. I was with them self-employed.
Yeah.
Learned a lot, but as you can imagine, although you're self-employed, there's a lot goes on behind the scenes that you have no
Yeah.
input onto whatsoever. It's really you're looking after the clients. Clients come first. You're looking after their best interest, the financial planning side of it. But as soon as you step outside of that, you have to do everything, and if you don't do it, no one else will. So I went with rather than going directly regulated to the FCA, I use a network. So I utilize ValidPath. I did some due diligence on networks, and they provide the backup for my compliance. So they are the sort of the in between myself and the regulator, which is sort of a first step on the ladder of going directly to the FCA. But they've been invaluable to be honest. But you have to then look at due diligence on all the providers, because of course, if you're looking at the products that we offer, the pensions, investments, the platforms, the investment managers, you have to go and do due diligence on all of those. So it's just, although it's brilliant because it's completely independent, which is great, which is what I love. You haven't got somebody else choosing those for you. You have to go into
Yeah.
the wide world and choose them yourself and have your own conviction. Because you have to have your own beliefs on investments, the processes, and what you want to provide for your clients. Value for money, cost effective, just the right investment managers. So you need to be able to
Mm,
work with those as well as working with your clients. I had a large number of clients that, because I was self-employed, they were my clients at the previous company, so there were no issues there. And I'd had, even prior to joining my previous company, some of them have been with me for 25 years.
right.
So they wanted to continue with me. And luckily, you don't know when you leave and start again. Luckily, most, if not all, have followed me onto my new company as well, which is brilliant. So that
Mm,
first 12-month period, looking for leads probably didn't even enter my mind, because it was a case of getting the investment proposition right, making sure I've got the right service for the clients, because ultimately they are number one. Without clients, you don't have a business. So it was
mm,
ensuring that the clients that have been with me previously were well looked after. They were happy with what they were doing. They were fully and conversant of what we were doing for them. Making sure they were happy, and then it's a case of, well, now I've got the done the groundwork, let's have a look at what we can do. And I've been lucky enough that I haven't actually had to go out and look for leads and look for new clients,
mm,
because existing clients will provide new clients for you, very organic in the fact that they've got a friend, they know somebody, they will pass on my number to them, or vice versa.
mm.
And it's growing from that, which is brilliant.
Yeah.
They're the best clients to have.
Yeah.
And of course, I also have the online through Vouch for. So there's the clients will provide references. They go on there, they give me a star rating, and that always looks good, because new clients these days, whether they've been passed on or not, they will look at, well, let's Google him. Let's have a look.
Hmm.
Have a look at
Yeah.
ChatGPT. Let's try and find more about him. And they'll look on the website, but that only tells you so much. It's very one-sided. This is me. This is us. This is what we do.
Yeah.
You're not going to put anything negative on there.
Mm,
Whereas independent reviews will be put on the website. Luckily enough, I've had very good ones. So
yeah.
long may that continue. Uh,
Yeah.
and so yeah, I've not had to look for leads.
Yeah. That's amazing. Like it's great to um have that built up and already have that client base built with everything. When the transition, obviously, from you going from self-employed work for another company to actually being your own, I know you said that there was some groundwork that needed to be laid during particularly that first 12 months. Outside of that, as you've kind of moved past that first year, what's been the biggest challenge being on your own? And what are the lessons that you've learned from that?
Well, I would probably say there's two challenges at the moment, probably three, if we're going to include AI. But probably the biggest challenge is growing pains, because of course you're a solo advisor. I have the backup, so I do have Valid Path who provide compliance, and I have the backup. I have investment managers. You outsource things, so
Yeah.
that is where the due diligence comes in at the start. You have to, if you're partnering with investment managers, providers, and compliance, you need to know that you're working as a team. You're not banging heads and working
Yeah.
against each other. So you have to work together as a team, and for the benefit of the clients. Uh, but it's because you're so busy. Well, okay, what's the next step? I need to bring,
Mm,
I need to bring some staff in. I need to bring some additional administration staff. So it's finding the right people, but again, it's you have to pay for it. And
mhm.
so that first 6 months is difficult because it takes so long to actually get the new clients on board, do your investment proposition. You're not really earning anything for that first 6 months. So that eats
Mhm.
into a lot of your savings that you may have. So anybody that's looking to
Yeah.
get into business, just bear that in mind.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
does eat away at any savings that you have. But if you've been frugal enough, you've put that money away, you're aware of it, you plan. I'm helping clients
Yeah.
with their financial planning. You plan for your future as well. Uh, but yes, so I've recently taken on. I've got a part-time admin assistant. So it's sort of dipping my toe into the water there, and she's been invaluable, helping me
Mm.
with certain of the admin elements that I would have to do myself, uh,
Yeah.
which has freed me up more time to go and travel and try and um, see existing clients, and again spend more time with them.
Mm.
I always laugh because I always feel it's a bit like the Jerry Maguire moment. You're not looking after hundreds of clients, and it's like you're just giving them a little bit of your time. Try and give your clients as much time as possible, because they are without your clients, you're nothing. We don't have a business, so
Mm.
they are, and that's the same with the gym, which is where the synergy is with that. When we set the business up, I suppose from my side, I had a foot in both camps because
Yeah.
I was a member. I had my business owner. He was my personal trainer.
Hmm.
I could see how he got the community together. But I made probably when we set the business up, we made it. He was very professional and he's an expert in what he does. But I probably put it on a better footing and that we got everybody on direct debits as opposed to just payments into account. We've
Mm.
got a software that's been set up, an app that they can book through. That's what I've done
Yeah.
for my business. I've got a client portal. I've set an app up. So it's everything we do or I've done is with the client at the forefront of the service and the proposition.
Hmm.
And so it's making sure that with the gym as well as my business that everything we do is for them. Targets, goals. Let's get the members when they come on board. What are your goals? What's your goal setting? So it's the two work together because you are planning. We don't want clients to just turn up or customers to turn up at the gym and just say, "Oh, I just want to go and work out for a bit." We're not that type of gym. We have a
Hmm.
community, we have classes. So it's more about okay, well, you've come to us, which is brilliant. That's the first step. What are your goals? What are your targets? What
Mm.
do you want to get out of this? And that's
Yeah.
exactly the same with what I do with my financial planning. We've come to me, we're having a conversation. What's your end goal? What is it you want to do? And
Yeah.
most will say, well, they just want to retire with enough money to live off, and really that's what we do. It's giving them peace of mind that the planning we put in place now will give them their retirement for so they won't run out of money during retirement.
Hmm.
They can do what they want, so that we're not all lying there on our deathbed going, I wish if only I'd done this. And our job is to sort of help. That sounds a bit corny, but help their dreams come true. Is to
Yeah.
what is it you want to do? What do you want to
Yeah.
achieve? And that's exactly the same with the gym business, in the fact that it's like, well, what is it you want to achieve? It could be an event. You're training for a marathon. You just want to get
Mm.
fit, lose a bit of weight. Well, without that goal, without that mutual understanding, you'll never get to it.
Mm.
So the two, strange enough, they're completely different industries, but the two are, very linked in
Yeah.
look after them. And that's how I've looked at when I set the business up for the gym one, is let's put the client first. Let's give them the client experience, the Goat Fitness experience
Yeah.
and so they won't want to leave then. And they're part of
Yeah.
the community. And everyone that joins then becomes part of the community. And they've got their own personal goals and that we will try and help them
Mm.
achieve.
That's amazing.
We're here for the money.
Yeah.
We've all got mortgages to pay. We've all got this.
Yeah. Yeah.
We want
Sure.
to make a profit. But the fitness business, we've always sort of reinvested any profits to try and make that experience better. Because there's always
Yeah.
some competition. There's always another gym that'll open around the corner.
Yeah.
Uh, and if they want to go, they'll go. You can't
Yeah.
stop, and
Yeah.
that's what will happen. But if we can try and give them that experience that they won't get anywhere else, that unique
Yeah.
experience, and they feel part of something, because everybody wants to feel part of something. Might be having a bad day. You think, oh, I can't wait to get to the gym. It's going to be tough, but I'm going to see them, and them, and
Mm.
we're all together in it, and we all feel the same. And
Mm.
that's sort of the same with the other business, with the
Yeah.
financial planning business. It's getting them to believe in something, to want to plan for something, and so my job is really just keep them on straight and narrow, so they
Yeah.
can get to that because there's nothing worse than that. No one wants to see markets fall. No one wants to see this, or that we all want to see everything going up every year. Yeah, we'd love
Yeah.
it. But
Yeah.
it doesn't
Yeah.
happen.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen.
Yeah. No.
Markets fall, stock markets fall, and the first reaction is let's just put it into cash. But look, let's remember the plan.
Yeah. Long term.
If you're drawing it for another 10, 15, 20, 20
Yeah.
years, whenever it might be, remember the plan. This is
Yeah.
short term. This will recover. So let's not panic. And
Yeah.
everything
Yeah.
in place now is for eventualities like this.
Mm.
So it's, things change. Things change. Things
Yeah.
evolve. We've had to change. And that's another thing with the businesses. You can't just be stuck in your ways. The fitness business, we changed
Yeah.
purely outdoors in a field, and people came on a Saturday morning or a Thursday night or a Sunday morning, hammering down with rain, freezing cold in the winter, but everybody turned up. They gave it everything they got. But it's like, well, how can we grow the business more? How can
Yeah.
we take it to the next step? Because not everybody's going to want to do that. So
Mm.
we've progressed it and we've progressed it. We've now got an indoor area as well as an outdoor
Amazing.
area. So we can cover
Yeah.
both areas there. We can
Yeah.
offer
Yeah.
more classes. But it's against the growing pains with that. What do you do? Because we've got so many now that want to be part of the membership. You can't have classes that are too big because you
Mm.
have too many in that area. So
Mm.
what do we do? Do
Yeah.
we get a bigger venue? Well, no, we're happy where we are. Put more classes on. Well, that's going to cost you more money to do that. And then you've got to hope we get new members to fill those classes. So
Yeah.
it's always tricky. It's
Yeah.
always a game of chess, and you'll make mistakes along the
Yeah.
way, but you've got to be able to adapt and evolve over time. And that'll be the same
Yeah.
with my business, as I said earlier about the challenges. And AI, AI is, well, we all know AI is huge at the moment.
Mm.
In our profession, it's coming into it. I use it for I'm sure a lot do for note taking. It goes on in the background and then it'll
Mm.
provide notes for me rather than having to write
Yeah.
it down and so on. So it is there, and it will, I think it'll be brilliant for our profession. Uh,
Yeah.
I don't know how it's going to work with the gym, but I'm sure there is more to do with social media than it.
Mm.
Uh, but from the financial planning side, I think it could be endless. What
Yeah.
can be. Just hope he doesn't take my job ultimately.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. Yeah.
but I don't think
Well,
it give you that. Let's take a step back off the cliff edge. Let's not cash in your money
yeah.
because it's not the right thing to do. And you need to have that person. You need to have that trust and that relationship, which is it's.
Yeah.
I know money is emotions, and I get
Yeah.
that, and it's emotions, but I have to try and get the clients away from that emotion and
Yeah.
just think of the picture, the bigger picture.
Yeah.
Emotions are good, but that can also ruin, some very good financial plans.
Yeah. Well, I think Warren Buffett said, and I might be paraphrasing, but he said, if you can't manage your emotions, you can't manage your wealth. So
Yeah.
yeah, I think it's hugely, yeah, they go hand in hand.
Mm.
You can't separate them. So, well, Jason, for people that are looking to find out more about you, maybe you want to get in touch, what's the best way for them to do that?
Yeah, through LinkedIn. It can email me, look on the website. I mean, it's up there, ITI Capital Wealth Management. There's only one of them, so type that in. And the same with Goat Fitness. There's not many Goat Fitnesses around, so Goat Fitness, we're in Evesham, which isn't too far away from where I am now. So anybody can get a hold of us anytime. We're available on LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, wherever. So they're the same.
Amazing.
All right.
That's brilliant. Well, Jason, thank you so much for being on the show and just sharing your pearls of wisdom that you've learned through the course of your business. And as a reminder for everyone listening, this show is sponsored by the LinkedIn Reverse Podcast Method, the new way to close deals that doesn't rely on any of the old traditional methods that everybody hates. To find out more, direct message me on LinkedIn. That's Jason A. Osborne, and the link to that will be in the show notes below. And until next episode, stay inspired.